How to fuck. This should be great.
This video sounds really degenerate, but if you were a strict Muslim...
Oh my god. So apparently sex is degenerate.
And you were married for 10 years, you'd still want to know this, wouldn't you? Of course. So this topic does not need to be degenerate. Men need to learn how to fuck. And the problem is that the advice online is trash. If you've ever researched men's like sex advice online, it's so bad. It's like gynocentric, femme-centric. Basically, all it does is tell you about how to give a woman an orgasm, and it makes you obsess over that to the point that you start overthinking and that you don't even perform, you don't even enjoy it. You're taken out of the present moment, and then she doesn't enjoy it as much as well. We need to stop that. I'm going to give you like a good guide on how to actually be great in bed so that you enjoy it, so that she's enjoying.
You know, I think when somebody like asks if you're good in bed, that's with the understanding that you're pleasing the other person. Like they're the ones who are going to give you the review, right? So, like, oh yeah, I'm great at sex. I can come in like 10 seconds.
enjoying it, and you guys are able to build up like a good connection together. It is through the DAP plus CAP system. Basically, through my experiences of being sexually active, I started to put together my own system that was supposed to just be for my own use, but eventually I put this into like an online course, and I'll teach you a part of it for free. And it's DAP plus CAP. Write this down somewhere. DAP CAP. You need all 6. If you miss one, your sex game will not be as good as it possibly could be. Once you get all 6 of these, you'll be seen as like a sex god. And I know that sounds cringe, whatever. Just give this a try. And I guarantee the next time you use the DAP and CAP thing, she'll make animal noises. And you will feel like a fucking...
Animal noises.
G. DAP plus CAP. DAP is dominance. The first thing is dominance. What's the opposite of dominance? It's being submissive.
Here we go.
So this means that for you to utilize the first part of the DAP and CAP system, you need to be the one who's in control, who's in charge. So you are the one who is, for example, taking the clothes off. You're the one who's leading, who's putting her in this position and that position. There's girls or there's relationships where that's not the case for the guy, and the...
So it's kind of strange how he started this off by saying, oh, well, you need to think about your pleasure, you know. It's not just about the girl, which is fine. So, yeah, it's funny how Hamza started off this video by saying, oh, it's not just her pleasure that matters. You also have to consider your pleasure. And then he's already telling you, you have to have sex a certain way. I remember hearing shit from a sex therapist about this, but I think like at least half of men are like not sexually dominant. Like they'd prefer to, I don't know. Yeah, they'd prefer to be more submissive than dominant. I mean, again, kind of, if you want to please your partner, you might have to play a different role.
The girl is a bit more dominant. She's pushing the guy down. She's taking her clothes off. She's taking his clothes off. And as much as like there's a few guys watching this thinking, oh yeah, that's kind of hot. The only reason you'd find that hot if the girl takes charge is because you've got low testosterone.
No, it's kind of hot when girls rip your pants off and start sucking your dick.
If you had healthy levels of testosterone, and if you had never been through the bullshit educational system, you would find that kind of cringe and uncomfortable if a girl was having to take the lead.
No. Testosterone levels have nothing to do with sexual preference. Carrie, you don't need to...
The only reason you could be okay with this, like the only reason why there's so much porn out there where the guy is the submissive guy, and there's so much of this, like, you know, internet culture of I don't know, my alarm's going off. There's so much culture of like, you know, like guys who like the sort of mommy fetish and everything where she's the dom and he's the sub, is because men are just weak these days. If you...
No. There's no correlation between serum androgens and sexual preference.
Had a healthy level of masculinity, you wouldn't want to be the submissive partner in the relationship. So
That is not true.
be more dominant. Put her.
That makes no fucking sense. No sense whatsoever. Women produce very, very low amounts of testosterone, and you can find very sexually dominant women. And compared to any man on the planet, any man is going to have way, way higher testosterone levels than any woman. But you can find plenty of men who are submissive sexually. So that makes no fucking sense. There's no correlation between serum androgens and sexual preference.
Where you want her. Pull her body. Put her in a certain position. Take the clothes off. Do the thing that you want to do. Act dominant. Put her in the submissive
If you're submissive, then that's not what you want to do.
position. The next part is A for aggression. Be angry. Utilize some
This is already retarded.
of those negative, dark emotions. There's a saying that I'm going to tell you right now, and every guy who fucks will smile. Every guy who doesn't fuck will think that this is wrong and whatever. And the saying is, fuck a woman like you hate her, and she will love it and be obsessed with you up until
Okay, well, that's just absolutely stupid. I've said this before. Dudes who talk about, oh, you really want to pound a girl hard and like deep and everything and, you know, be super aggressive.
Man, I hate when a hot chick rips my pants off and starts sucking me off. I feel like a little pansy.
Yeah, really. It's so stupid. Thanks for the donation, Masashi Blade. Yeah, so Hamza always does this. He says, oh, don't go soft on women, fuck them really hard, make sure you go like deep all the way in and shit. Like, especially if you have a big dick and you're just starting off, you don't want to do that. You want to slowly work up to that. Sensitivity can be way too high right when you start having sex and things need to get lubed up and warmed up and blood flow has to get in that area. If you start fucking a girl really fucking hard like you hate her and you have a big dick, you're not gonna have sex. She's just gonna go ow, and then that'll be the end of it. Dreamzation, don't need $2.
until the point that you start fucking her that like you care about her. Utilize some of these negative, dark emotions as you sleep with her. And even towards your wife, even literally towards your wife.
I don't think Hamza understands what hate fucking is.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Utilize anger.
If you're actually hate fucking somebody and having angry sex, your partner has to be into it. So again, if this advice is to be good at sex, well, sex is rated based on the experience of your partner. You can't just say you're good at sex because you enjoy it personally. Your partner has to enjoy it. And if you have a big dick and you're fucking somebody really fucking hard and they're not into it, well, one, you're likely skirting the edge of sexual assault rape there. And two, you're not having them enjoy it. You're not having good sex. Your partner has to enjoy it too.
Utilize that masculine urge to conquer. You know the one. The third part of the system is P for pain. Don't be scared to make her feel pain. Sounds crazy. Sounds absolutely crazy, misogynist, toxic, rapist, whatever.
Entirely depends on the preference of your partner. And by the way, again, if you're gonna fuck a girl hard and you have a big dick, you have to be wary of your partner's pain tolerance, and you can actually physically harm them. Like, I've actually torn girls' vaginas before.
Girls really like this. Don't be scared of, for example, moving her body, pulling her in, pushing her away, spanking her, pulling her hair, choking her. Girls would
You can only do this if your partner enjoys that sort of thing.
way, way, way rather rein you in because you're going too hard and making them feel too much pain rather than going.
That is not true at all. That is not true. If you hurt someone too much during sex, they're just not going to have sex with you anymore.
Like wanting you, like trying to push you harder. You'll be surprised when you're mid-fuck, the amount of pain that a girl can take, the positions you can put them in, and how hard you can fuck is actually really surprising. And again, this, like, even with your wife, you wouldn't want to like have like dead sex with your wife, right? You wouldn't want to have like dry, mediocre, plain sex with your wife. Even with your wife, you'd want to be having like a crazy sex life, right? So don't be scared of making her feel pain, of being a bit like
You have to ask your partner if they're okay with it.
Fuck, man. If only you knew. That's all I'm gonna say. If only you knew. Because there's guys.
He is literally giving advice to men that would result in them actually committing sexual assault or rape.
Who are fucking. There's guys who are making her scream like an animal, where she has to grab a pillow and
scream like an animal. Nee!
fucking bite it because she's screaming too loud. Where you have to put your hand in front of her mouth because she's screaming too hard, and she starts biting your hand, and there's like little blood marks on it and everything.
This is just cringe. This is a stupid boy who's not grown up past like age of 12 who is LARPing right now. Even if you're into kinky sex, not every single sexual encounter is going to be kinky like that, okay? Sometimes sex is more subdued and boring, sometimes it's more intense and passionate.
Hearing your story about tearing a girl open reminds me of this.
I haven't literally torn girls open. I've had sex with girls and they started bleeding. They weren't virgins, but you can, like, again, if you have a big dick, you can stretch a girl open and make them bleed on the inside.
All right, LTG.
Low tier god gets kicked off of Jinx's stream after talking about his.
Your cock.
Oh, you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Your voice
Right
is
there.
so deep.
How big is my cock?
Yeah.
Well,
I
they said I'm
cannot.
oversold, so anything else I say right now is just gonna feel like extra. But just, I once was told it was kind of like a baton. I'm just telling you what somebody else said. I'm
Like
not
a
gonna gas
baton.
phone
So,
shit.
like, how big is a baton again? Like,
You know, like something you flip, spin. Like, put it like this: if you can't be double stacked,
What?
then
So it's really long and very thin?
yeah.
Is it like?
See, don't nobody in here even know what that shit
Is it
means.
like Drake's or?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
Wait,
Sorry.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say I don't know, a couple of girls, they claim I ripped them.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
That's just what they say.
Man.
so ripping you, bro.
All right. Yeah, so Hamza's a fucking idiot. Let's see, fuel.
And if you're not experiencing that, you're always gonna have this hint of insecurity because you know that she could be like that for another man or for you, but you aren't able to fuck like that.
That is just fucking retarded.
Let me tell you a realization that I've had that you might find valuable. If it doesn't feel like a workout, if I don't have to use discipline, I know that I haven't fucked well enough.
That is, again, just stupid. This sounds like some kid who's only watched porn and doesn't know what, like, sex is actually like.
You see, at level 1 of being a man, sex is about pleasure. That's why you watch porn. At level 2 of being a man, sex, it starts to become about companionship, connection, and love. That's why you start seeking out a girlfriend. And at level 3 of being a man, sex becomes about power that's when you start to become more dominant. I don't have sex for pleasure anymore, and I know for a
Sure. Again, he says this because he thinks it makes him sound more badass.
fact every successful, powerful man out there feels the same way. Sex stops becoming about pleasure or even about love when you get to a certain mindset, when you get to a certain level of like being a successful man. And
cool story, bro.
then it just becomes about power. And so when
cool
it's about
story.
power, you're not trying to maximize pleasure. If I was trying to maximize pleasure, I'd either fap or I'd sit there and like let her ride me and like, you know, she does all the work, right? But that wouldn't be what would fulfill me. It's about sheer dominance. It's about having power over the other person.
This guy is just such a fucktard.
And so,
Yes.
so for the last part, pain is a way to enjoy that power. Everything that I'm saying needs to be done with consent. Don't be a fucking weirdo. Don't hold a woman against her. You know the fucking drill, right? Don't be weird with this. But that being said, it's like, you'd be surprised of how much the cute, innocent girl enjoys being spanked so hard that she's got like the hand marks on her ass. You'd be surprised that like
You'd be surprised how many women don't like that.
that cute Eastern European girl, of how loud she fucking screams when you fuck her. You'll be surprised of like basically every girl that you have sex with will enjoy being choked. Once you
Like, by the way, if he's being serious about this and sex isn't about pleasure, it's just about power, well, why doesn't he, like, tie girls up in a bathtub and just piss on them and use them as a toilet? Like, why doesn't he just do that?
This is why like having experience as a man can be beneficial. You don't have to be a degenerate. Either go and get the experience just by, you know, being with girls or flirting with them at least, or at least go and learn that experience, that wisdom from another man like you're doing here. The first part of the system that I've told you,
Do not get any relationship advice from this fucking loser.
DAP, dominance, aggression, pain, is kind of like the sort of alpha male part of having sex. If you just use this, you will fuck to the point that girls will talk about you in like a very desirable way. But you won't really level up much of that sort of relationship.
You are such a liar. Say you have torn vaginas. I have seen your penis and it's not big at all. Mine is. You have said 100 times that you only have has sex with Jasmine and one other girl and you tried with another. You have no experience with sex and you.
Cool story. Let me see if I can censor the photo I have.
If meat eaters deserve to die, wouldn't you also deserve to die since you used to eat meat? I think you secretly do eat meat and I don't think you're natty. Just quietly. I also think you are a psychopathic narcissist and Jordan Peterson is the GOAT.
Love side. So that's why at first, like when I was first sleeping with girls, I was just going full DAP. I was literally just utilizing these three things. And I was like fucking aggressively, like fully like jackhammer shit, right? And you know what was interesting? Girls came back. I should have told you this story beforehand, but you know, I started having sex when I was 19 years old. And I followed the advice from Reddit, from Pornhub, you know, like there was like these sex guides where you're supposed to use your tongue and spell out the fucking alphabet on a pussy and everything. I followed all of
That's a new one.
that advice. Kiss her everywhere, take her clothes off. And you know what? It really worked. I was so good at head on a girl.
Yeah, don't write the alphabet on a girl's vagina. That doesn't make any sense.
Fingering a girl so much that on average every girl that I was getting with was saying that I was the best head that they had ever had. Guess what? They never came back to fuck me a second time. These girls kept on saying that it was like the best orgasm, whatever. And every time I'd message them to try and go, you know, round two, see them again, they'd always be kind of busy. I would never be a priority, and I thought that was so strange. Up until the first time when I had like aggressive, like dominance, painful sex, like for her, painful sex, that's when
Didn't he say he lost his virginity to his first girlfriend at 19 and he was dating her for like 2 or 3 years?
these girls started to come back to see me. And I realized why. Because any chump can go down on a girl and do the fucking alphabet with his tongue. But it takes a certain kind of man to
Well, yeah, that makes sense. They're just trying to flatter you. You don't actually know how to eat pussy.
pound a woman relentlessly. Because it's tough. Just the DAP system, the DAP, dominance, aggression, pain. You don't realize how tough it is. I sweat more
It's not.
having sex than I do during like the Adonis protocol workouts where I'm hitting 2 heavy kettlebells and I'm fast paced and I'm
Yeah, okay, cool story.
doing burpees. I sweat more and my abs hurt more and I'm like louder and grunting more because it's a discipline. It's a power move. It's literally like I use the same discipline mindset to drop down and do 10 burpees as I do to fuck. It's very difficult. Most guys can't fuck like that. So if you just utilize DAP, you'll already be in the top like 5% of guys who fuck. But you'll be more of this sort of fuck boy, almost like the bad boy, which can be really nice, but you might not be establishing much of a connection with the girls. And so we need the other part, which is the DAP and CAP. So we need the CAP. The first is connection. We want to build up a connection, especially if this is a girl that you like, it's your wife, it's your girlfriend, and you don't want to just fuck her just like a hoe. You want to have a bit of a connection. So how do you connect? Well, with eye contact. Stare into her eyes. Say something nice about her. In fact, connection can also be replaced with compliments. The single most time where I'll compliment a girl is when I'm actually having sex with her. Not when I'm about to have sex with her, not beforehand, not on the date, but actually when I'm literally inside of her. That's when I will completely and utterly validate her. Why? It's manipulative as fuck. Can you think why? Why would I compliment a girl like crazy when my dick's inside of her? Because a compliment is positive reinforcement. So you can say this is manipulative, it probably fucking is, but I studied psychology, so I know what I'm doing. Basically, when we compliment someone, it's positive reinforcement for us to condition them to act more like how they used to. This is what simps don't understand. If when you compliment a girl because she took a nice Instagram picture, you're reinforcing that behavior so she takes more Instagram pictures and she's more broken. You don't want to do that. The only one time you want to be completely like complimentative as hell is when you are literally having sex with her, because that's what you want to reinforce. So that's when I'm so cute. That's when I'm like complimenting them like crazy, talking about their eyes, hair, whatever I genuinely like about them.
Dude, imagine having sex with somebody and saying your hair looks really pretty.
That's when I come out with no hesitation whatsoever to say as much things, to show it with my eyes, my hands, my face, everything. I show how much I desire her, and she feels amazing. It's like I couldn't even explain to you like how happy I can see the girl when I'm like this. So that builds up a connection where she starts to feel like so nice when we're having sex, and she craves it more. So compliment her and connect, hold eye contact, kiss, put your, interlock your fingers, do the cute stuff like that. Especially if this is your girl, then you want to connect even further. Then the next part is A for auth.
And you're supposed to be doing that while you're having sex with them so hard they're screaming and they're in agony.
Authenticity. This means knowing what you like and doing those things. For the long time, I thought the sex had to be this routine of like, we kiss, I slowly undress her, then I go down on her, then I slowly undress myself, then she sucks me off, and then we have sex. And, I thought it was supposed to, that's what I had always seen online. Authenticity as part of this system means doing what you like because you really like it, rather than basically doing what you think you should. So I realized that there's ways that I like to fuck, positions and the tempo, the sort of flow of things from the moment we're on the date to the moment we're having sex. I won't really, be too vulgar and tell you exactly what I like or anything. But you need to just figure out if something doesn't feel good for you, if you don't enjoy something, don't do it. So for example, I for a long time never actually enjoyed going down on a girl. You can say it's selfish, whatever. I just didn't really fucking enjoy it. I really didn't enjoy it, but I kept on doing it.
Well, it's because he's closeted and he doesn't like vaginas.
Because I thought you just kind of had to. And what would happen was, I just didn't enjoy it so much. It would turn me off, and I'd almost like struggle to get hard.
There you go. Vaginas turn him off.
Afterwards, it would just be a complete like mood killer. Then I realized that I enjoy other things. I enjoy like getting straight to it. I enjoy like not just being on a bed, but being up against like a wall or whatever. You know, like, I don't mean to be vulgar and make you visualize me face fucking girls and stuff like that. But yeah, basically, I know what I enjoy, right? And so I push for that. And that means that I actually get way more pleasure. And the truth is, like, when you put yourself in that dominant position, she's in the submissive position. Girls really like it when you are experiencing pleasure. You'd be surprised up until you've experienced this. And every guy who fucks will know what I'm talking about. Girls find it so hot and they'll get wet when you enjoy yourself. They kind of like it when you like basically use their bodies for your pleasure. Even like your wife, your girlfriend, they find that hot when they can see that you are really turned on, that you feel so good. And depriving yourself and her from that satisfaction is just stupid just because you thought that you had to go through this step-by-step routine or you have to do something that you didn't like. And you just need to
It's like the only advice in this whole video that makes any sense.
be authentic to yourself. People will do it, and girls are very good at this. Men aren't. So make sure you stay authentic to like focus a lot on your breathing for
Oh yeah, the breathing.
$997 on this 999.
Well, that was cringe. Black niggas for Richard's cock donated $2. Can't with these Republicans no more.
And you've endorsed Donald Trump for president.